28 nations. Blocked in 28 nations. Blocked in 28 nations. Unblock, unblock, unblock us.
Our Tommy Robinson song is blocked in 28 nations. Some of them obscure and exotic, and some of them frightfully familiar. A few days ago, I made and uploaded a video titled Tommy Robinson Song, and all it was people chanting the name Tommy Robinson, and it was set to some of my music. It was banned in 28 nations. Why? Well, I'll explain in this video, but first, let's look at the email that they sent me. Regarding your account, Just in Trouble, we have received a legal complaint regarding your video. After review, the following video, Tommy Robinson Song, has been blocked from view on the following YouTube country sites. And let me show you on the map. Austria, Bulgaria, Switzerland, Czechia, if I'm saying that correctly, Czechia, or Zechia, no, Czechia, Deutschland, Germany, der Rhineland, Estonia, France, the UK, French Guiana, Guadeloupe, Croatia, Hungary, Israel. You would think of all places, Israel would be open to a video that is kind of related to criticism of creeping Islamism, but for some reason, Israel, that's quite bizarre. Italia, Lithuania, Latvia, Martinique. If I'm saying that correctly, I don't know if I am. New Caledonia, French Polynesia, Poland, St. Pierre and Miquelon, if I'm saying that correctly. Reunion, yes, Reunion. It's a island nation, I guess. Romania, Slovenia, Slovakia, French and Southern Antarctic lands. Why would you block our video there? I mean, okay then. Wallace and Foot Tuna, I guess. And Mayotte, if I'm saying that correctly. But it's funny because, you know, people with much larger viewer counts with the words Tommy Robinson in the title are not being blocked. Now, the video in question, it's just nothing but my own music set to a chant of, hey, Tommy Robinson. That's it. It's just people chanting that and some of my music backing that up. That's all it is. But apparently that's not allowed. But, you know, people with very huge subscription and view counts can sit there and criticize the British government about the Tommy Robinson issue, and it doesn't get blocked. Very strange. Very, very strange. Now, I am aware that supposedly there are certain laws that Tommy Robinson supposedly broke in that particular situation by filming outside the courthouse. Okay, well, here's what I have to say to that. Number one, these laws are obviously being enforced selectively for biased reasons, for political agendas to protect Muslim rapists. Number two, such laws are not okay. They don't actually work. The USA is proof that you don't need those laws. Okay? They're not just laws. Fuck them. You don't like me, a non-British person, criticizing your laws? Good, please tell me. Please tell me, so I can have the pleasure of knowing that you don't like the fact that I'm criticizing your laws. And by the way, what are you, some kind of nationalist? You know, some British people think that Americans such as myself have no place criticizing the UK's politically correct bullshit. Oh, really? What if I told you I was a Muslim, or a non-white person, or from some sort of third world nation? Now, all of a sudden, you're racist. You see how that works, you moron? Here's the fact, motherfucker. As a human being who cares about other human beings, who realizes that your laws are oppressing people and allowing girls to get gang raped, and people like Tommy Robinson going to jail for trying to expose such crimes, okay? Such laws are unjust, and any person on this planet should be going after your laws and telling you that they are not okay and that you should demand that they should be changed, because they must be changed, because it is not acceptable in a civilized world for such laws to exist. Now, according to a new video by Dave Cullen on his channel Computing Forever, according to him, At least some sources are saying that Tommy Robinson did receive permission from the proper authorities to be filming outside the courthouse where he was arrested for breaching the peace. You can't say that he did anything in particular other than film that could be construed as breaching the peace. You could watch the video yourself. I'll give you links below and you'll see that he wasn't doing anything. I mean, you know, the people who were responding to him filming, they were breaching the peace by loudly saying the very disgusting things they were saying, but Tommy did not return any sort of disturbing words back to them. So there you go. This is completely biased, political, and this all has to do with a pattern of covering up. And if you folks don't know, I'll try to briefly explain. Look on your screen here. It all has to do with a pattern of trying to cover up or minimize coverage of the following stuff that you see on your screen. So on your screen are some well-sourced articles with citations and references, by the way, to support all these things about many of the so-called quote-unquote grooming gangs, or what should be called pedophile, gang rape, forced drugging, prostitution, rape rings, or something like that. You can see on the screen the names of many, though not all, of the perpetrators, or the alleged, or the accused, or the convicted, and further information is given on those people. Now, look at these people. These are mostly, almost all Muslim, if not all Muslim, and many, or perhaps most, Pakistani in origin. Some have roots from Africa or the Middle East. One or two seem like Anglo-British people as well. And those people may or may not be Muslims, I'm not sure. So it's pretty diverse, but almost all, or perhaps all of them, are Muslim, and a lot of them are from either the Middle East or Pakistan in particular. These are just facts. But because of the ethnic makeup of these people, it's a very touchy thing over there. So the police try to minimize it, the mainstream media don't want to report on it, and a lot of the politicians, and if people try to blow the whistle on it, then they go after the whistleblowers rather than what they're blowing the whistle about. One of the strongest voices, or the loudest voices, perhaps with the biggest platform maybe, crying out about these things is Tommy Robinson. Now, if you believe what the mainstream media and what a lot of politicians are saying about Tommy Robinson, he's an evil racist guy that heads this evil racist group called the English Defense League, who march in the street to strike terror in the hearts of brown people everywhere. In actual fact, Tommy Robinson did leave the EDL. He left the EDL because their ranks were being swelled with racists, and because he is against racism, he tried to eradicate these racists and could not do so, so eventually he just gave up. He left the EDL. He receives death threats now from both the EDL and from Muslims, and he often gets arrested. You know, sometimes he literally gets arrested, the knock on the door in the middle of the night, and arrested without any formal charges being laid. That's happened to him. That literally happens over there. So the other day, he allegedly got permission to do the following, but he was filming outside the courthouse. Some men who were showing up to for something in court, and these were men who were accused, perhaps maybe convicted of, I'm not sure, of, you know, partaking in these child prostitution rape rings. He was arrested for doing so. Now, suspiciously, I would say, Tommy Robinson's court date came and went very fast, and the trial was very short. I believe it was under 2 hours long, and, you know, he was sentenced to 13 months. Now, some of that was due to prior charges, but 13 months for what is probably not a necessary law, probably not a just law, and a law that is certainly being enforced very selectively as just a means to get at Tommy Robinson, to silence him as part of an overall pattern of trying to silence anybody blowing the whistle on these child prostitution, rape, pimping, forced drug rings, or whatever you want to call them. Make no mistake, this was a selective thing, a political thing, an agenda-driven, dishonest, Orwellian, and unjust thing, and it cannot stand. All people who care about freedom and justice should do something about this. Tell people, especially people in the UK, what's going on, because either they're not being told anything or they're being lied to. I mean, they believe, for example, that Tommy Robinson is an evil, racist head of the EDL. Below, I'll give you a link to the Bitchute version of this video that is blocked in these 28 nations, because I don't think it's blocked on Bitchute. So see the link below, copy it, and send it to anyone that you know in any of those 28 nations, please. Now, very recently, on May 20th, we did our latest Everybody Draw Muhammad Day video, and in that video in particular, we covered what the Quran actually says about women. According to the Quran, using women as sex slaves is totally fine as long as they're infidels. Now, according to the Quran, using women, well, infidel women as sex slaves is totally fine. Even if you're married, totally fine. Some of the men convicted of gang raping, drugging, and pimping out these infidel children, by the way, children, some of them like 13 or whatever, said that they were entitled to do so because of Islam. Hypothetically speaking, a reform branch of Islam, some sort of reformist branch with some sort of radical new interpretation of the Quran could perhaps be against using infidel children as sex slaves, but according to quote-unquote Orthodox Islam, it's totally fine. And again, this has already been proven by us by using actual quotes of the actual Quran, so see the links below for that. This sort of censorship cannot stand. Don't worry about us in our video, but get the word out about the Tommy Robinson thing, especially to people in the UK, because they are being lied to, or at least there's some sort of wall of silence going on there, so let them know. So let me remind you folks, civil disobedience, Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, etc., the lunch counters of the 60s, the civil rights movement, women's liberation movement, civil disobedience. By the way, civil, okay? Civil. Not rioting, not destroying things, not, you know, going out there and calling behead all infidels, la 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 la. No, civil disobedience, okay? Engage in it. You have to. Fuck those laws. This simple little video is blocked in all of these YouTube country sites.
Little bitches.
Yeah, what do you make of that? Wow.
I don't know, it just seems stupid.
It does, but you know, I do have to say that it pleases me though.
Like that. You just whipped out a Mr. Burns.
Yes, it pleases me. Okay, I'm gonna wring my hands. Excellent.
There you go.
So, no, really, it really does. I mean, that's part of the reason why I've surnamed us the Truth Troll. You know, Justin Trouble, the Truth Troll. It's what it's all about, upsetting people with the truth.
Hey, you don't have to make shit up. The truth tends to piss people off more than anything.
So what do you folks think? What do you think of the fact that this, well, I can't show you, but the video in question is blocked in all of these nations? I mean, wow. So, all of you aforementioned nations, you also share with Pakistan, Turkey, North Korea, and China bans on some or all of our videos. Yay! Yay! Congratulations!
Yippee.
By the way, I do love Britain, and I love the people of Britain. I just do not appreciate the government or the media there. And the same goes for France and Germany. And, you know, granted, maybe I don't know much about the cultures of some of the 28 nations named who are blocked. But, you know, I just love people in general. I mean, you know, I may be a loner or whatever, but let's not blame people for what their governments are doing, especially if they don't have a choice in the matter. You know, even in America, our elections are now, you know, up to the highest bidder. You know, even, you know, because of the recent rulings by the Supreme Court of the United States, it could be even secret and foreign, quote-unquote, investors buying elections. So, yeah, you can't really blame people anymore. Democracy is just hanging barely on by shreds. But yes, I do love, and I think, speaking for Tabitha, is this correct, that we just, you know, it's nothing against the people of Britain. Not, yeah, maybe some of them, of course.
The dumb ones.
The dumb ones, Islamists, the ones that are pushing the politically correct Orwellian nightmare, etc. And the same thing with other nations. But, you know, for the good people of these nations, we love you. And, you know, it hurts to watch what's going on. It really does. But you can still see the video on Bitchute. Scroll down, see the links. By the way, folks, before this happened, we already had 2 out of 3 strikes. We were told that a 3rd strike would mean that our channel gets deleted, and then this happened. So apparently this doesn't give us a strike for some reason. Alright, folks, until next time, truth, honor, personal integrity, reason, responsibility, peace, love, freedom, equal opportunity, and individuality. Thanks for watching.